Are you ready to increase the value in your business? We've got key driver number 2 to increase the value in any business. You're not going to want to miss this episode of the Inside BS Show. Hey now, I'm Dave Lorenzo, and I'm here with my buddy, my pal, my partner, Nicola Gellermino. Hey, Nikki G, how are you today?
Hey, Dave. Great. How are you?
I'm great. So here's what we're talking about today. We're talking about the second key driver of value in any business, and that is the management team. Now, there are 3 things we focus on when it comes to making sure that the management team is the best it can be so that you can extract the most value for your business, whether you want to exit or whether you want to borrow money or whether you want to sell off a piece of your equity or you just want to make sure you've got the best possible value for your business at any point in time. Those 3 elements when it comes to your management team are, number 1, making sure you have the best of the best at each position in your management team. Number 2, making sure that you have fantastic retention strategies in place that will make you the employer of preference so nobody ever wants to leave. And then number 3, making sure that you have an eye on the future so that when you're scaling from 10 million to 50 million or 50 million to 300 million, the talent can help you scale that business. My experience, most of the time, the talent that takes you from 10 million to 50 million is different, 50 million to 100 million is different, and then 150 to 300 million, probably different people. So you need to have an eye on the future, and your talent needs to have an eye on the future as well. Nikki G, let's start off by talking about recruiting top talent. And for me, I've spent my entire career recruiting top talent in every business that I've had. You and I have we spent an entire summer last summer recruiting top talent for an organization that we're a part of. And one of the things that I think is essential to getting people on board, the people who are the best in each position, is first and foremost, knowing who the best are. So you have to be able to go out and assess each person, each position, and making sure you're getting the best person at each position. So for example, when you're starting your business, if you only can afford to hire 2 people and you need somebody who's a jack of all trades, that jack of all trades better be phenomenal at one of the key elements of your business. So the jack of all trades should either be a phenomenal financial person and they can also dabble in operations, or they should be a phenomenal operations person who knows a little bit about how to navigate around their spreadsheets so they don't spend you into the poorhouse, right? So you're only going to be able, when you're starting, to hire top talent in probably one role. As you scale, you should look to understand who the top talent is in each of the roles that you need. So in the legal space, when you're ready to hire a chief legal officer or a general counsel for your company, who's the best that you can get, who knows your industry inside and out, and who's a great lawyer who understands business. In the financial space, who's the best that you can get that knows how to produce great financial statements, that knows the nuances of managing, borrowing, and leveraging capital, that knows the nuances of the operations of your business in your industry, but is also a numbers person. Those folks are critical. So even if you're not ready to hire them, understanding who the best are for each of the seats on your management team, that's essential, because when you're ready to exit, whether it's a private equity company that's going to look at you or a family office, or you're going to sell, say, to your partner, you want to point to your management team and say, we've got all-stars in each position. They're poised and ready to take you to the next level. So recruiting top talent starts with knowing who the best are in your field, in each of the spaces that you're going to have around your table. Now, here's the thing. A well-capitalized startup can probably go out and hire rock stars for each position, and that's why they grow exponentially quicker. If you're bootstrapping, again, you got to get the jack of all trades, but they should be a specialist in one area and be adaptable to learn the other areas. When you're ready to add value and use this as a value driver, this is the second place we look, because by upgrading your talent in some of these areas, you're able to add an exponential increase to the value of your business. And I'll tell you, the place where I look to improve the talent first, when it comes to adding value to a business is either in the sales or marketing function. Because here's what happens. If your products are great and your operations team is great, and most entrepreneurs, they build a better mousetrap, and that's why they get into business in the first place, and they go out and they hand their mousetrap out, people use it and they say, how can I pay you to get more of these? The way to exponentially increase the value of that business is with more sales, better sales, or more of a sales effort or more of a marketing effort. So when I come into a business and I see a business that's producing a great product with a great experience and their growth is stalled out, or it's only like 5-10% a year, and it should be 50 or 100 or 150 or 300%, I look at the sales function, I look at the marketing function. If I immediately improve the talent in the sales and marketing function, that business explodes exponentially. So from a management team perspective, if you're looking to unlock value and your operations is good, your products are good, and you got your financials down, the place to go is sales, marketing, improving the talent there. That's what I look at to when it comes to recruiting for top talent and the management team. Hey, Nikki G, did you know you can also get our show as an audio podcast?
Of course I know you can get the show as an audio podcast. I'm on it. But does our audience?
I don't know. So those of you who are watching on YouTube, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search up the Inside BS Show with the Godfather and Nikki G, and you'll find us right there. Click the follow button so that you never miss a show. Now, there's a couple of reasons why you're going to want to do that. Nikki G, tell them what the first reason is.
You get to ask us questions. That is exclusive to our podcast listeners.
Yeah, we only answer listener questions on the audio version of the podcast. We don't do it on video. So if you want to hear what everyone's thinking, or if you want to ask us a question, you got to download the audio podcast. The second reason, and my favorite reason, is because you can take us with you. You can have a little Nikki G in your pocket while you're working out in the gym, washing the dishes, or walking the dog. I love me some Nikki G in my pocket when I'm walking the dogs. I don't know about you, Nicola, but that's one of my favorite things to do.
Absolutely. Take us with you.
After you watch this episode here on YouTube, go to wherever you get your podcasts, click the follow button so we can go with you on your journey and you can ask us questions. We will see you, or more like hear you, there. Nikki G, talk a little bit about retention. So let's say we get everybody in the right seats on the management team. We're convinced we got top talent. How do we keep them?
Sure, and that this is critical. So you've identified the talent out there, and you absolutely need excellent talent in the top positions to increase the value of your business. Once you've identified them, you should already know exactly what you're going to do to make sure that you keep them at your company. You want to reduce any sort of turnover. Obviously, that's an impact to your business, but what should you be thinking about that will make these employees really want to stay with you when you work to get to that next level? It is about making sure, one, first and foremost, they have to be compensated well. If you're not compensating them well, they know what their value is, they'll go somewhere else. So it's got to be, what the pay is, whether regardless of the pay structure, making sure they're well compensated. It's in line with the market. Heck, it should be competitive in the market for what you're offering them. You need to offer good benefits. These days, there are folks who are looking equally at benefits as they are at pay, because it is, we're just in that type of environment right now where it is challenging to get excellent benefits. That makes you more competitive by thinking about the whole package that you're going to offer to get that top talent on board. Beyond just what you are paying them, employers are concerned about, does the company care about me? Are they thinking about what's going to be best for me, and not just thinking about how I'm going to be plugged into their model to make sure that I'm producing revenue for the company? So you ought to be thinking about, how are we going to make this experience better for each of these employees as they come on board? How do you do that? By thinking about how to support them. Maybe that's through resources at your company, making sure that they have everything they need to be their best, to be successful in your organization. That is critical. If they don't have the right resources, they can't perform at a top level. So that's of utmost importance. Also, they want to be heard. They want to feel like their voice matters inside of your organization. Make sure you're communicating with your employees and allowing them to have a say in matters that are important to the business. The more employees are engaged and feel that their voice is being heard, they are going to want to support your organization and stay with it in the long term. Beyond making sure that they're having that great experience, you also need to be thinking about, what can we do looking forward into the future to make sure these employees are staying with the company? Top talent is coming to your organization not only to have a great experience, to be their best, but they're thinking about their future. I mean, these are people who are at the top of their game. They're looking for a long-term home. They're looking to position themselves so that they are achieving their maximum potential as individual professionals. So you're going to help them do that by thinking about, what that looks like moving into the future. So Dave, let me turn it over to you at this point, because this is really our number 3 point today, is making sure that you're able to focus on the future with these employees you're bringing on board.
Yeah, so this is a recruiting and a retention strategy, right? So one of the ways that I've been able to recruit in entrepreneurial ventures, I've been able to recruit people from larger companies, is by helping them understand that their future is tied to the future of the company. Let's say that you want to scale from 100 million to 300 million and beyond in your business, and you know that you need a really sharp operations executive to do that. You need somebody who knows the ins and outs of every aspect of the operations of your business. And they're at a multi-billion-dollar competitor now. They're not the number one at a multi-million-dollar competitor or multi-billion-dollar competitor in your industry, but they may be the number 2 or the number 3, or they may be the regional head of operations. So in order to recruit them over, you have to be able to sell them on the future of your company and where your company is going to go. If you want top talent to stay with you, you've got to sell them on the future and where your company is going to go. We as entrepreneurs spend all of our time selling everyone on the future of our companies. This is what we're offering. I mean, you make widgets, you have a mousetrap. Nicola and I are in the business of helping you with your business to improve the value of your business. But what are we selling you on? What do we sell the people who work with us on? The future. We're selling you on the future of your business. We're selling our team on the future of our business. The way you retain top talent is by helping them see where they fit into the future of your business and helping them see how that's going to pay off for them in the long run. Now, pay can be money, it can be equity, it can be playing an integral role. Without them, you don't get there. All of these things are part of the employee life cycle, part of the employee experience, and that's what you got to sell management on at every level in your organization. You are an important part of our future. We can't get there without you. When you recruit, you're selling them on, I need you to play an important role. We can't get there without you. They have to be a part of your future. So much of what makes us entrepreneurs, so much of our DNA is wrapped up in being what Dan Sullivan calls a rugged individualist, right? We're running into the fire every day and we don't care if people give us a no. We're just going to keep pushing until we get a yes. The problem is to scale from 1 to 5 million or from 5 to 50 million, we need a team. We need other people. So we have to take that ego and push it down and say, look, I need you. You're top talent. So I'm going to pay you at the top end of the pay scale. And if you stay with me for the future, you're going to participate in this growth. Potentially, we're going to give you equity. We're going to give you really great bonuses. We're going to give you benefits that are at the best, the highest level of our industry benefits that we can possibly provide. And we're going to make this experience phenomenal for you. This leads to an improvement in the value of your business, because if you're the employer of preference in your industry, you get the best talent. If you have the best talent and you have a retention strategy in place, your business is worth more.
Top talent is what's going to take your business to the next level. This is top value driver number 2 in our 10-point series. So we will be back here with our 3rd point on how to increase the value of your business on the next episode. This is the Inside BS Show. I'm Nikki G, and you are?
The Godfather of Growth, Dave Lorenzo.
If you enjoyed today's show, watch another episode and be sure to join us for point number 3.
We'll see you tomorrow, folks.